I was expecting more from this movie. Spoilers. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm yours, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about War Machine. It's a Netflix movie starring Alan Richardson and Stephen James. They are in the majority of the movie. There's other people there, but we'll get into it. Anyway, the movie opens up. We're in Afghanistan. Richardson is in the military. He comes across his brother. They laugh and joke. And his brother mentions, hey, let's join the Army Rangers. We talked about it since we were 18. And Richardson is like, all right, cool. We can do that. Soon as that happens, they get bombed. His brother dies. He tries to save his brother, but he dies. Fast forward 2 years later, he's in Colorado. He's trying to be an Army Ranger. And then it's like a little montage of everybody joining, and we see people get their numbers because there are no names in this movie. Everybody is a number. So Richardson becomes number 81. Stephen James is number 7. You have like number 15, 44. 15 is like the jokester. So they kind of showing you like the personalities of the different characters. Uh, when they join, they're like, oh, you're an E6, so you can be team leader. And Richardson is like, no, I decline. And throughout the movie, he declines being the leader. And in this movie, he's not doing the reacher thing. He's not, oh, I'm big and I can do everything. He's the loner. He's solo. He doesn't interact with anyone there. Like, he eats alone, and it gets to a point where the others hear the rumor of how he saved his brother, how he picked him up and carried him so far and everything. And then they're like looking at him like, oh, he's a hero. But he still does not want to deal with anyone. All he cares about is crossing the line and becoming a ranger and getting a patch, for his brother. Because this is not his first time trying out. Like he got rejected because of medical things with his knee and everything from the attack and the explosion. So Stephen James' character, he's the team leader, so he's kind of like looking and noticing things, and he wants to interact with Richardson. I almost called him Reacher. He wants to interact with him, but he's just like blocking him. So the last mission is the whoever the last Rangers, they have to go on this mission, and they have to like acquire something without being ambushed by like another team off in the distance. And they go out, but before they go out, they're like, hey, number 81, you're the team leader. Because they wanted to kick him out. They wanted him to quit. And they're like, you're the team leader now. So since you want to do this, you're the team leader. And everybody's like kind of upset because he hasn't been interacting with them throughout the whole time. So they go out there, and he's not the leader type at the moment. But when they go out, they see this ship, and they're like, oh, this is nice. They really went all out for this training mission. And he tells them what to do. They set a perimeter, all this other stuff. And then he goes off to, look at something, and he realizes something is wrong. They blow up the ship or whatever, and they're like, oh, that was easy, cool. And then this robot comes out and shoots a bunch of people. And like, it's graphic, lasers and, missiles going through people, limbs falling off. And now it's chaos, and they have to survive. They have no weapons. They got dummy rounds and things like that. And this robot is just like scanning them and hunting them, and they have to survive. I thought it was going to be all out war between them and robots. The movie is Battle Los Angeles 2011, starring Aaron Eckhart. It's that movie, but on a smaller scale. And I rewatched that movie because I know I wasn't bugging out, but I rewatched that movie, and it's basically Eckhart is a Marine. We get introduced to all these other Marines. Like, it's one of those movies where the person shows up on screen and they show you their name. You're not probably going to remember it, but it's like, okay, this is Lieutenant so-and-so. This is Private so-and-so. And then Los Angeles gets attacked by aliens. In that movie, they at least tell us why they're there. They're like, oh, they want our water. Our water is different. That's why they're here. And they go around trying to save civilians, but also trying to figure out how to kill the aliens. In this movie, they're constantly running. Oh, we have to go here if we want to survive. And they try to make their way there. And as they're trying to make their way, this one robot is just following them. And every time he sees them, he scans and he starts shooting them and they run to another location. Like, that's all the movie really is. People were comparing it to Predator, and it's like, they had weapons in Predator. They were trying to kill the Predator. They one of them shot the Predator, and that's how Arnold was like, oh, he bleeds, he can die. Like, they don't do that in this. They just keep running, and it gets to a point where 81 is trying to figure things out, and 15 he's the jokester, but he's also the one that always talks back. And they talk about 81's brother and how he saved them, and he thinks he's a big hero. And then 81 finally breaks down and like, hey, I didn't save him. This is what happened. I stopped at the line, blah, blah, blah. And that's when like the team comes together. That's one of those moments where the team is like, okay, we can follow this guy because he's the man or whatever. And again, they have no weapons. And this robot is just constantly just walking them down every 20 to 25 minutes. And it's not enough. It's not enough. And by the time you get to the end of the movie, you're like, that's it? And it ends just like Battle Los Angeles, where after 81 defeats the robot and he goes back to the base where all these people are all of a sudden, and he explains to them what he did. And they're like, okay, there's robots all over the place. Now your information can really help us. Battle Los Angeles. They destroy like the whatever is controlling the drones and everything. They go back to the base. They relay the information. What you said is going to help a lot of people. And then like they go back out. Eckhart's team. He's like, we can still fight. We're going back out. Same thing happens in this movie, and it drags the ending of the movie. Like, it's one thing for him to cross the line and he get the patch, but then it's like, tell us what you did. Okay, we're gonna go out and now there's more aliens. And it's like the whole movie, it's one little alien, one little robot, and you don't learn why they're there. You don't have any understanding. It's like, oh, this robot is here because it's trying to gather this information or trying to do this. It just appears and starts shooting them. And it's like, it's not enough for this movie to be like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's a fine movie. A fine movie. It doesn't drag like Battle Los Angeles. That one was almost 2 hours and kind of dragged. This one, the people are just dying. That's all you're waiting for. It's just like every 10, 15 minutes for the people to die. And it's just not enough. Should you watch it? Sure. It has some gruesome action where the people are just getting their limbs torn off and shot through the chest and things like that. But it's nothing special or groundbreaking about this movie. I just don't understand why people are like so in love with it. It's fine. War Machine, fine. Those are just my thoughts. If you watched the movie, let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening.